Hello, beautiful people. This is me here saying Happy New Year to you all, and I am wishing you the very best in this year. I'm praying that everything you lay your hands upon in this year will prosper. In Jesus' name, amen. So, welcome back to this channel. I know it's been a while. I said that in the last video, but I'm sorry. Welcome to this channel. Today we'll be making a headband with this scrap fabric. I made a top, so I have this leftover fabric and I don't want to toss it away. I don't want to waste it. I want to make something out of it for the person I made the top for. So we'll be making this we'll be making an headband with this fabric. I think this is called lion head. I know it has a traditional name. I'm not sure, but I know you all know this fabric. So the first thing I'll be doing is I'll be covering this base Atlas band with this fabric, and I'll be using this tape. This is a two-sided tape. It has two sides. This is sticky, and when I remove the paper on this side, it is also sticky. So I'll be using this two-sided tape to stick this to this. I can also make use of my glue gun, but this is actually the laziest or let me say the easiest way out. So stay tuned. So I'm just gonna measure from here. That's like 15 and a half. And I'll measure the widest part of this Atlas band. That should be, this is, okay, let's do it this way. So this is 2.5. So I'm going to cut 15 and a half. So I'm going to leave half-inch allowance here and half-inch allowance here. So I'm going to cut 16 and a half by 2.5 on this fabric. So this is 16 and a half by 2.5. So I'm just going to measure this smaller side. This is 4.5 plus the half inches, that's 5. So I'm going to measure, I'm going to fold and measure 5 here and just trim a bit, probably by half an inch. So just trim. Okay, so I'm still gonna trim as I do it, but it's still fair like this. So the next thing I'm going to do is to place this here in the middle. I'm going to trim this off. Then, like I said earlier, there's a like a paper on this upper part. So I'm just going to remove this paper. It sometimes adds, so one has to be really patient to remove it. So if you have long nails, it will be easy for you. Okay, yeah, it's there. So I'll just remove this. Like I said earlier, you can use whatever method that works for you. This is one of the easiest and the laziest method for me, so I'll just use it and I'll place in the middle and run this over and do the same to this other side. So the next thing I'm going to do is just to do the same thing inside, then I'll cover with velvet. I'm just going to run the tape inside this band and I'll cover with felt. Yeah, sorry, I said velvet. Just the same thing. So the same method, I'm just going to peel off this and press it over. Don't worry about folds here. The felt is going to cover any form of fold that may be there. So I have one side fixed, so I'm just going to do the same thing again to this side and cover it with velvet. So this is what we have here. So the next thing we need to do is to take care of this inner part. I'm just going to cover this with, you can use either ribbon or you can use felt. So I think for this I'll be using felt. So I'm just going to measure from here, the inside part. I can as well measure from the outside, but I think getting the measurement from the inner part will be accurate. So I have 15 here, so I'm just going to measure out 15 by, I'm going to do 15 by 1. So I cut this out from this felt fabric, and before I stick this to this, I have to take care of this edge. So I'm just going to trim a bit, and I'm just going to trim this end. Just going to trim it. If you like, you can just cut it like that, like gauging with your eyes, but I'll just mark this just to make it a bit easier for me. Yep. So this has the K leg. The shape is somehow. So as we go, we trim. Well, let's just start from here. So I'm going to apply, just to make sure that my work is at least neat. I'm going to apply my gum to this end. And stick it here. Stick it here. Then I think I need to trim a bit. Like I said, we trim. Just have to be careful that you don't trim your fabric. So I'm just going to complete this. So I'm going to use my glue gun to, fix this to this end. Then I'll come back and show you the end result. So I also love to mention that you can use any type of fabric. You can use Ankara too. I hope you know that you can make use of Ankara too. But I just don't want this fabric to waste, So that's why I'm using this to make this headband. So you can use any fabric of your choice. So this is what we have here. We're done with this. So this is the first stage. This is the base. So we're going to move on to the design of the cap. So the base is ready. This is looking nice already, even without the cap. Can you see this? So this is step 1. Let us move to step 2 of this headband. In the previous video, I made use of felt. I hope you can remember. But this time around, I'm not going to use felt for the cap. I'm going to use part of this scrap fabric. This is what I'm going to use. So just to make it thick, like this vet, just to add to the volume of this fabric and to make it as thick, if not a bit thicker than this felt, I'm going to iron on this fusible interfacing on it. I think some people call it wording. I'm not sure if I'm correct, but this is a fusible interfacing. That's just the English name, a fusible interfacing. So I'm going to stick this on this. I think they use this kind of fabric for breast pad, breast cup, breast pad. I don't know. So this is a bit light. So I'm just going to attach this on this. Like I said in the previous video, this measurement is not a standard, but it depends on the size of headband that you want. But for this, I'll be making use of, this is 19 by 7. So this is what I have here. So now I have a more thicker fabric. So the next thing I'm going to do is to take this to my sewing machine and join the sides together. I'll be right back. I'm just going to trim this off just a bit. The next thing I'm going to do is to run a stitch around this edge and make gathers. So where this joins, where this and this place meets, you're going to pull it inside and also stitch it along with this. You're going to stitch this edge and just pull together. So this is what we have. Our base is forming. So I'm just going to tie this. So the next thing I need to do is just to adjust this so that it can sit well. So we are getting there, right? So the next thing I'm going to do now is just to cut out a base for this, and I might as well leave it like this. I think for this I'm not going to cut out a base. I do not need to cut out the base for this, but if you want to do it, all you need to do is just to place this here and trace it out. If you check my other video, I cut a base for the black headband I did. I used a felt fabric but for this I'm not going to cut a base for it. If you want a base, you can check that video. I'm not going to cut a base for this, so I'm just going to stick it here like that. So I'm just going to stick this to this and design the top. Oh my, this is beautiful. This is beautiful even without finishing it. So I'm gonna make a mark from where I'm gonna start and where I'm gonna stop from here. So it's gonna be from here to, let's say, it's gonna be from here to here to here. So the next thing I'm gonna do is just to carefully do this. This thing is so hot. Carefully, you know, I said carefully because this thing can mess your work up if you are not careful. So I'm just gonna I didn't. The left side is fine. Okay, where do we start from? Good. Before this thing dries, so I'm just gonna start this way and work myself up, and I'll make sure that the seam is covered. Where I join this fabric, I'll make sure that it is properly covered. So this is beautiful. She's gonna love it. This is beautiful. So I'm just gonna secure this well carefully, because if you're not careful, it's gonna mess up your work. So you have to be careful about it. Just a bit. Okay, so the next thing we need to do now is just to cover this upper part. I am going to design this with these balls and this feather. Please, if you want to learn how to make this ball, please refer to the last video I made on this type of headband. You will find a video of how to make these balls there. So let's design this. I don't have an idea of how to design this, but let's just do something. Let's try something out. Okay, should we place it this way? This should work, right? Okay, let's keep doing it. So a bit of gum here. This design is funny. Okay, so we have come to the end of this tutorial. If you learned something from this, I want you to give me a thumbs up. I want you to like this video, and see you in my next video. Bye.